The trumpet has an interesting sound in that it's bright, it can be crisp, you can do a lot of things with it stylistically, but it gives a nice crisp, harsh tone. It can be warm, it can be bright, it can be loud, it can be soft. All right, so we're talking about mutes now. Let's talk about mutes. So with the trumpet, it obviously has the open end of the bell, where the sound comes out. There have been some devices created to allow you to change the sound that you have coming out of it. Different styles of mutes, whereas you have the full out with the bells open. You can do things to mute the horn. This is called a straight mute, and the straight mute kind of just gives you that same tone but quieter. It changes a little bit, but it's not as severe. The cup mute, the plunger, gives you the ability to kind of manually change the sound, to completely mute it, to give it an effect that gives it kind of a wah sound. And then this is called a Harman Mute, and a Harman Mute is designed a certain way to give it a very unique sound that can only be described as a Harman Mute. And it's very recognizable once you hear it, but as far as knowing what it is, that's this. Breathing is probably one of the most essential pieces of playing any instrument that uses wind from your body. The trumpet in particular, brass in particular, is all completely wind-driven. That you don't have the option to play with multiple keys. You have 3 valve options. So if you're blowing it at full tilt and have no control over your embouchure, it affects the sound. If you have complete control over your embouchure, but you can't breathe and you can't get the note out, how you push, how you press gives you a stronger note or a weaker note. It allows you to control the swell, allows you to control pretty much the entire portion of it. Some people learn circular breathing, which is the appearance of not taking a breath. It's more or less being able to put wind into your cheeks and then effectively push the cheek wind out as you're breathing in. It's a really weird method. The didgeridoo is a great example of circular breathing. That's how they play. But you can do it on brass instruments. It's just difficult to learn. But when you do, it allows you to kind of continue the notes or do different things with it. And where you pace your breathing is very essential to how you play your songs. You breathe at the wrong point, you can put too much of an accent, not enough. And if you can't take a breath effectively, you can't get through the certain passages that you want to.